What if one decision could change the fate of a global war? Picture this: June 1941. Hitler's ambition and hatred of communism drive him to betray his ally. Operation Barbarossa begins. 4 million soldiers pour across the Soviet border like a tidal wave of steel and flesh. Cities fall like dominoes. Kiev, Minsk captured. Millions of Soviet troops prisoners. The German war machine seems unstoppable. Tanks roll across the steppes, planes darken the skies. The German advance seems unstoppable, a juggernaut of destruction rolling eastward. Millions of Soviet citizens flee eastward, abandoning their homes to the approaching menace. In Moscow, Soviet leadership scrambles to respond to the unexpected betrayal. But then, Stalingrad, a city that would become a symbol of Soviet resilience, standing defiant against the approaching storm. As the Germans approach, the city transforms into a fortress. Meanwhile, in Leningrad, civilians endure a brutal siege, facing starvation and constant bombardment. The stage is set for one of the most brutal and decisive battles in human history. The fate of nations hangs in the balance. Street by street, building by building, the Soviets fight for every inch. The city becomes a meat grinder. Chewing up men and machines alike, the streets run red with the blood of both sides. The harsh Russian winter sets in, German supply lines stretch thin. Like a fraying lifeline in the vast frozen expanse. And there, amidst the rubble and ice, the tide of war begins to turn. General Zhukov orchestrates a masterful counteroffensive. The Germans are encircled, trapped in a steel vise. Field Marshal Paulus, trapped in the city, faces an impossible choice: surrender or certain death. The weight of defeat bears down on him. The myth of German invincibility shatters like ice on the Volga. Meanwhile, Leningrad endures a brutal siege. Nearly 1 million civilians perished. But the city doesn't fall. Their endurance becomes a testament to Soviet resolve. A beacon of hope in the darkness of war. As the Eastern Front grinds on, both sides pay a staggering price in blood and resources. Yet from the ashes of near defeat, the Soviets rise. Their factories, moved east, churn out tanks and planes like a nation possessed. The momentum shifts. German forces find themselves on the defensive, retreating from the land they once thought conquered. Battle by battle, mile by mile, the Red Army pushes westward, an unstoppable force of vengeance and liberation. The Eastern Front wasn't just a battle, it was the turning point of World War II. It was here that Hitler's ambitions were finally checked. Here that the course of history was forever altered. The cost? Millions of lives, countless cities reduced to rubble. But in the end, it was Soviet resilience that prevailed against German military might. As we reflect on this pivotal chapter of history, we're left to wonder, what if Hitler had never invaded? How different might our world be today? The Eastern Front reminds us of the devastating impact of war and the power of human determination in the face of overwhelming odds. It's a stark reminder of the price of conflict and the value of peace. As we close this chapter, remember, understanding our history is key to shaping our future. What lessons can we learn from the Eastern Front to prevent such tragedy in the future? Next time, the untold story of D-Day and its role in liberating Europe.